What's up, guys? It's yours truly, Fitz, and I'm here with the Knight, and we've got our very special first video for the channel. We're going to go over the K&N drop-in air filter, and before we get into that, let's first go over some results that have been tested from Engineering Explained and also Lethal Camaro. So Engineering Explained did it on just his car, and then Lethal Camaro did it on his actual Gen 6 Camaro like we have here. So we'll go ahead and watch those and then get into it.
All right, and finally we get to our high performance filter, so the K&N, and this is actually pretty cool. It did do the best of all four filters, so 164.4 horsepower for its best run, 142.5 pound-feet of torque. So it's up 4.3 horsepower versus the stock clean filter, and it's up 5.1 pound-feet of torque versus the stock clean filter. And that again is pretty much across the entire curve that it did better. So less resistance, less easier for the engine to pull in that air, more air coming in, resulting in more power, looks like with the K&N. So 164.4 and 142.5 pound-feet of torque. And finally, the moment of truth. Does the high performance air filter actually provide any benefit in the real world? So it says right on the box, designed to increase acceleration and horsepower. And so on the dyno, we saw an increase in horsepower and in torque of about 2.5% to about 3.5%. And then out in the real world, 20 to 60 miles per hour in 8.81 seconds. Our fastest filter tested, 45 to 60 miles per hour in 3.49 seconds. Once again, the fastest. So real world testing is about 2.25 to 3.25% faster.
And as you can see here, there was gains. Now,
after the filter, and it's looking like a 9 horsepower difference. That's pretty shocking. As you can see, most of the power is here at the peak, right about 5,600, and it pretty much carries all the way through the rev range, even though we really don't make any power after 58. But a nice even gain, pretty much from 4,400 on. I mean, that's at least a horsepower, and as we get up there, we get to that 9 horsepower range. I was not expecting to see that, to be honest.
So there she is, K&N drop-in high flow air filter. The number you're looking for is 335047. I'm going to show you how to install this. It's really easy, and then go over how it sounds and how it feels. First off, the only thing you're going to need is a Phillips screwdriver. I actually looked under this before I got the K&N filter to see what my regular filter looks like. And by the way, you see in the smoke, I just got done washing her. So what you just want to do, get a Phillips screwdriver, and you want to take all these out. I highly recommend that you be very careful when you do this, because you can lose a screw. And by dropping it, and what I mean by that is this one right here. This one's pretty hard to get to with a screwdriver. Mine's pretty fat, but that one right there. So if you have a magnetic device or whatnot, keep it handy. You might need it. So I'm going to take this out, and then we'll compare it to the new filter so you guys can see what it looks like. So here you can see the difference between the K&N oil filter and the pretty much OEM paper filter. This one will not last you as long as the K&N. This will be 100,000 miles. So that's the difference between the two, and more performance as well. Now I just simply drop this one in here. If you give me 1 second. It literally just drops right in, guys. Just like that. It drops right in, no issues whatsoever. Pretty easy, to be honest. And then now I just got to cinch her back up. So what we're going to do is I'm going to run the car a little bit with this. I'm going to show you my performance trackers before, pre, and then I'm going to run a couple 0 to 60s and a quarter mile and see if we do any better. So there we have it. She's installed, screwed all the screws down tight. Next project's probably going to be painting that, but it's pretty cold outside. But all right, let's go inside and fire up and see what it sounds like. I've heard people say that it has made some better sounds, especially upon acceleration. But let's go ahead and fire her up. Here we go. No difference yet. No light, no warning light. No warning light. So real quick, as the performance, so you know what we're dealing with when it comes time to do this. So 0 to 60, my best is 4.7 seconds. 0 to 100, my best is 10.1. And then a quarter mile, my best is 12.9. So we're gonna do the 0 to 60 and then the quarter mile time, see if we can't do any better. Right now, while I'm in the car, I will say I do feel a better throttle response. That's one thing that a lot of people have been noting, is a better throttled response. So basically, when I hit the gas, it's a little bit more touchier, especially at the low RPMs. Just something I wanted to tell you guys before we test it tomorrow, because again, I want to get the air flowing through this filter first, and then go from there. But I just wanted to update you guys on that the throttle response is there. I'm not making that up. Well guys, it's pretty wet and the forecast for the next couple days is pretty wet too. I tried running a couple 0 to 60 passes. I tried running a couple quarter mile passes, and they just weren't that great because the tires were slipping on wet pavement. But I do want to close off with this. 100% the acceleration, like the touch, the feel, the response is better with this new air filter. And again, as you guys saw earlier in the video, it does equate to some type of performance gain, but I think the throttle response within itself is a lot of fun, and I think it is worth the investment, especially for a $60 drop-in air filter. To get something like that, even with the small increase in gains, and probably even a little bit more with an actual tune as well, is well worth it. Do I think you should buy a $400 cold air intake system? If you can get it tuned also, yes. But if you're gonna just drop it in there and not tune it, no. Just go with a drop-in air filter for your Gen 6 Camaro, and I think you'll be absolutely okay with that. So let me know in the comment section down below what kind of success or thoughts you guys have about the drop-in air filter. Do you like it? Do you not like it? What were your dyno results, if you had any? And also ask any questions you have about the filter in the comment section down below. I'll be sure to answer those. Smash that like button and subscribe since I'm new, to really help me out. There'll be more Camaro videos coming in the future, so stay tuned. And that's it with the Black Knight. Catch you later, guys.